And so we made a decision, and I'm proud of that decision. I am proud of the decision to prioritize the needs of Canadians in a particular way.
Questions and comments? The Honourable Member for Skeena, Bulkley Valley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I thank my friend for his speech. A couple of things. He said there was no common ground, only battleground. What a despairing way to look at the ability of members of Parliament to work. In fact, there was common ground, and two things that are very important to point out. One, he says that other things are their priority, as if that then displaces promises that are made. Well, we're gonna rank this higher. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. You can keep your promise while having priorities like housing, like First Nations. Of course, New Democrats and progressive Canadians want the government to succeed on this. They wanted them to keep their promise as well, as if the two things were somehow dislocated. But my question is this. He says when we came to a precise example, there was nothing on offer. Well, you know who was completely silent at every moment, not just the Liberals who sat on the committee, but the Minister's office, the Prime Minister's office, when we would put forward different models? Well, what about this one? What about that one? How do we confirm this? Is it through a referendum? Is it through a vote in the House? You know who was silent? Liberals were. Over and over again. And allow me to say this, Mr. Speaker. If the committee had arrived at the electoral system that the Prime Minister liked, do you think he would be so despairing about the lack of consensus? Do you think if the Prime Minister got his way and the system that he says he preferred was the actual result from the experts and the witnesses that we heard, which it wasn't, that we would be having this debate right now? So to say he's got other priorities, fine. But to somehow twist that logic into saying, well, these other priorities forced us to break our promise, or the uncertainty, Donald Trump made us break our promise. There's uncertainty in the world. Therefore, we can't do this. Liberals have said things like this, that there's a youth suicide epidemic, holding that up to say we can't do electoral reform because of that. Shame, I say. And to my friends across the way, to be proud of this decision is confounding to me, is unbelievable to me, that they would suggest that to break a solemn promise to Canadians and to their constituents makes them proud. I am baffled by this. I heard from a Liberal last night. You know how many times they talked about this in caucus, Mr. Speaker? Once, the day they broke this promise. That's what a Liberal told me. Maybe he wasn't telling me the truth either. But I've only got to go on what I hear. And what the Liberals tell me is that the minister found out the morning she was to go out and break the promise. That's what her parliamentary secretary told his citizens. Maybe that's a lie as well. My friend can confirm it.
Parliamentary secretary.